Do you hate 3 putting? We are going to fix that today. What I would do is kind of a bit of a Goldilocks, if you will. All right. So we're going to have 3 balls, and I've got, 25 foot here or something. I'm going to do a shorter stroke. My goal is still to try and get it to the hole, but I'm going to do a shorter stroke that is going to require a faster stroke. So I'm going to go there. The next one, I'm going to do a longer stroke so it feels very slow. A little bit short with that one. What would that feel to me after I've calibrated 2 opposing feels there? Something in the middle is just a nice smooth tempo, which is going to give me the nice roll to the green. But from there, I can figure out the way I putt for every single green on the day. It doesn't change too much day to day. That's how you're going to have better distance control. With the left arm here, I want you to internally rotate it. Internal rotation is basically this. So I'm internally rotating my shoulder, so my elbow is pointing a little bit more that way. Okay, if I just did this, my elbow is already going left to right. From this angle, you can see that if I allow my arm to tuck in this way, it's going to make me go over here, because that's almost where my elbow is leading me, right? If I internally rotate my shoulder, it's going to track a little bit more that way. So it's very simple. All we need to do as we take the setup is just internally rotate that shoulder there, and then we can track the putter along its path. Not a great stroke, but it still went in because I was able very systematically to trust that my path is going to lead out that way. Now we get on to number 3. Very easy, quick hack to help you just get it closer. To get the distance right is to sort of approximate, because it's, a fairly good slope and a fairly good length of putt. What I'm going to do to help me dial in my distances, I'm actually going to stand back a few feet, and the type of stroke I'm going to rehearse is actually as if I was from a flat position here. If this was a flat putt all the way up to the hole, that's the distance that I'm trying to calibrate. Now I go up to the putt without thinking I've got to hit it harder or softer. I'm just trying to execute that length of stroke that I just did that was up the slope, and it almost went in. But that works so much better. Same applies for this downhill putt, but instead of standing behind it, what we're going to do is go forward a few feet, and I'm going to calibrate my distance as if this was the flat putt. So there's the speed that I want. I'm not trying to guess too much when I'm over the ball. I'm trying to find that point, that speed, that momentum with the stroke that I dialed in from there, and think, okay, I just need to try and replicate the same action. And on a downhill putt, it's going to give me the right type of roll and that distance control. And I didn't have to worry too much, because you are more talented at putting well than you think, especially when it comes to distance control. Understand your natural instincts, use them, especially on longer putts. Before I show you my tip about reading the break, just a little mention about technique, okay? One of the easiest ways you can find a nicer putting stroke is simply with the way you set up to it. If you avoid not being too sort of disconnected, where the elbows are sort of floating up this way and kind of working independently, we want to try and use our larger muscles to putt with, and not use the wrists, but also not just sort of rock the shoulders like so. We want a bit more stability with it. And the way you can do that and feel it very, very, very quickly is take your setup position, and what you're going to do is actually bring your putter to the side. So your elbow is touching the side here, okay? And then from there, you're going to move down into your setup position. And what you'll find is your upper arms, like this, you bring it in, okay? So I'm here, your upper arms are connected to your rib cage. That's the feeling that we want. That's the connection that I find gives people the most amount of stability in the stroke. Yes, there's refinement from there, but that quick tip can help a lot of you. So give that a try.